actor, he said, ringing for the elevator with a middle finger. We're very popular with actors. He named 4 who were living at the Bramford, all of them well known. Have I seen you in anything? Let's see, Guy said. I did Hamlet a while back, didn't I, Liz? Then we made The Sandpiper. He's joking, Rosemary said. He was in Luther and Nobody Loves an Albatross and a lot of television plays and television commercials. That's where the money is, isn't it? Mr. Mikolas said. The commercials. Yes, Rosemary said. And Guy said, and the artistic thrill, too. Rosemary gave him a pleading look. He gave back one of stunned innocence, and then made a leering vampire face at the top of Mr. Mikolas's head. The elevator, oak-paneled, with shining brass handrail all round, was run by a uniformed Negro boy with a locked-in-place smile. 7, Mr. Mikolas told him. To Rosemary and Guy, he said, This apartment has 4 rooms, 2 baths, and 5 closets. Originally the house consisted of very large apartments. The smallest was a 9. But now they've almost all been broken up into 4s, 5s, and 6s. 7E is a 4 that was originally the back part of a 10. It has the original kitchen and a master bath, which are enormous, as you'll soon see. It has the original master bedroom for its living room, another bedroom for its bedroom, and 2 servants' rooms thrown together for its dining room or second bedroom. Do you have children? We plan to, Rosemary said. It's an ideal child's room, with a full bathroom and a large closet. The whole setup is made to order for a young couple like yourselves. The elevator stopped, and the Negro boy, smiling, chivied it down, up and down again for a closer alignment with the floor rail outside, and, still smiling, pulled in the brass inner gate and the outer rolling door. Mr. Mikolas stood aside, and Rosemary and Guy stepped out, into a dimly lighted hallway, walled and carpeted in dark green. A workman at a sculptured green door marked 7B looked at them and turned back to fitting a peep-scope into its cutout hole. Mr. Mikolas led the way to the right and then to the left through short branches of dark green hallway. Rosemary and Guy followed, saw rubbed-away places in the wallpaper and a seam where it had lifted and was curling inward, saw a dead light bulb in a cut-glass sconce and a patched place of light green tape on the dark green carpet. Guy looked at Rosemary. Patched carpet? She looked away and smiled brightly. I love it. Everything's lovely. The previous tenant, Mrs. Gardenia, Mr. Mikolas said, not looking back at them, passed away only a few days ago, and nothing has been moved out of the apartment yet. Her son asked me to tell whoever looks at it that the rugs, the air conditioners, and some of the furniture can be had practically for the asking. He turned into another branch of hallway, papered in newer-looking green and gold stripes. Did she die in the apartment? Rosemary asked. Not that it— Oh, no, in a hospital, Mr. Mikolas said. She'd been in a coma for weeks. She was very old and passed away without ever waking. I'd be grateful to go that way myself when the time comes. She was chipper right to the end, cooked her own meals, shopped the department stores. She was one of the first woman lawyers in New York State. They came now to a stairwell that ended the hallway. Adjacent to it, on the left, was the door of apartment 7E, a door without sculptured garlands, narrower than the doors they had passed. Mr. Mikolas pressed the pearl button. L. Gardenia was mounted above it in white letters on black plastic, and turned a key in the lock. Despite lost fingers, he worked the knob and threw the door smartly. After you, please, he said, leaning forward on his toes and holding the door open with the length of an outstretched arm. The apartment's 4 rooms were divided 2 and 2 on either side of a central narrow hallway that extended in a straight line from the front door. The first room on the right was the kitchen, and at the sight of it Rosemary couldn't keep from giggling, for it was as large, if not larger, than the whole apartment in which they were then living. It had a 6-burner gas stove with 2 ovens, a mammoth refrigerator, a monumental sink. It had dozens of cabinets, a window on 7th Avenue, a high ceiling, and it even had, imagining away Mrs. Gardenia's chrome table and chairs and roped bales of Fortune and Musical America, the perfect place for something like the blue and ivory breakfast nook she had clipped from last month's House Beautiful. Opposite the kitchen was the dining room, or second bedroom, which Mrs. Gardenia had apparently used as a combination study and greenhouse. Hundreds of small plants, dying and dead, stood on jerry-built shelves under spirals of unlighted fluorescent tubing. In their midst, a roll-top desk spilled over with books and papers. A handsome desk it was, broad and gleaming with age. Rosemary left Guy and Mr. Mickless talking by the door and went to it, stepping over a shelf of withered brown fronds. Desks like this were displayed in antique store windows. Rosemary wondered, touching it, if it was one of the things that could be had practically for the asking. Graceful blue penmanship on mauve paper said, "Than merely the intriguing pastime I believed it to be. I can no longer associate myself," and she caught herself snooping and looked up at Mr. Mickless, turning from Guy. "Is this desk one of the things Mrs. Gardenia's son wants to sell?" she asked. "I don't know," Mr. Mickless said. "I could find out for you, though." "It's a beauty," Guy said. Rosemary said, "Isn't it?" and smiling, looked about at walls and windows. The room would accommodate almost perfectly the nursery she had imagined. It was a bit dark. The windows faced on a narrow courtyard, but the white and yellow wallpaper would brighten it tremendously. The bathroom was small, but a bonus, and the closet, filled with potted seedlings that seemed to be doing quite well, was a good one. They turned to the door, and Guy asked, "What are all these?" "Herbs, mostly," Rosemary said. "There's mint and basil. I don't know what these are." Farther along the hallway, there was a guest closet on the left, and then on the right, a wide archway opening onto the living room. Large bay windows stood opposite, 2 of them, with diamond panes and 3-sided window seats. There was a small fireplace in the right-hand wall, with a scrolled white marble mantel, and there were high oak bookshelves on the left. "Oh, Guy," Rosemary said, finding his hand and squeezing it. Guy said, noncommittally, but squeezed back. Mr. Mickless was beside him. "The fireplace works, of course," Mr. Mickless said. The bedroom behind them was adequate, about 12 by 18, with its windows facing on the same narrow courtyard as those of the dining room, second bedroom, nursery. The bathroom, beyond the living room, was big and full of bulbous white brass-knobbed fixtures. "It's a marvelous apartment," Rosemary said, back in the living room. She spun about with opened arms, as if to take and embrace it. "I love it." "What she's trying to do," Guy said, "is get you to lower the rent." Mr. Mickless smiled. "We would raise it if we were allowed," he said. "Beyond the 15% increase, I mean. Apartments with this kind of charm and individuality are as rare as hen's teeth today. The new—" He stopped short, looking at a mahogany secretary at the head of the central hallway. "That's odd," he said. "There's a closet behind that secretary. I'm sure there is. There are 5, 2 in the bedroom, 1 in the second bedroom, and 2 in the hallway, there and there." He went closer to the secretary. Guy stood high on tiptoes and said, "You're right. I can see the corners of the door." "She moved it," Rosemary said. "The secretary. It used to be there." She pointed to a peaked silhouette left ghost-like on the wall near the bedroom door, and the deep prints of 4 ball feet in the burgundy carpet. Faint scuff trails curved and crossed from the 4 prints to the secretary's feet, where they stood now against the narrow adjacent wall. "Give me a hand, will you?" Mr. Mickless said to Guy. Between them they worked the secretary, bit by bit, back toward its original place. "I see why she went into a coma," Guy said, pushing. "She couldn't have moved this by herself," Mr. Mickless said. "She was 89. Rosemary looked doubtfully at the closet door they had uncovered. "Should we open it?" she asked. "Maybe her son should." The secretary lodged neatly in its 4 footprints. Mr. Mickless massaged his fingers-missing hands. "I'm authorized to show the apartment," he said, and went to the door and opened it. The closet was nearly empty. A vacuum cleaner stood at one side of it, and 3 or 4 wood boards at the other. The overhead shelf was stacked with blue and green bath towels. "Whoever she locked in got out," Guy said. Mr. Mickless said, "She probably didn't need 5 closets." "But why would she cover up her vacuum cleaner and her towels?" Rosemary asked. Mr. Mickless shrugged. "I don't suppose we'll ever know. She may have been getting senile after all." He smiled. "Is there anything else I can show you or tell you?" "Yes," Rosemary said. "What about the laundry facilities? Are there washing machines downstairs?" They thanked Mr. Mickless, who saw them out onto the sidewalk, and then they walked slowly uptown along